Good morning, it is Sunday and I wasn't going to vlog today, but I think what I'm going to do is make it a two-dayer because I'm going to be busy editing all day today, but I will have the odd bit of news for you throughout the day, and probably Monday will be the same. I'll be very busy editing, but I will have news now and then, so that's what I'm going to do. It's my plan. It's 10:15. I got up at 9:30 because I had a really late night last night because of my gig. I most definitely need coffee, so the pot is on and the race is on to get my Gloucester Cathedral vlog finished and up and on YouTube before I have to leave this evening, because I'm going out this evening. This socialising lark is not compatible with being a YouTuber. It is the sad and honest truth. Well, not one that uploads this many times a week anyway. Another mission that I have on is I've got to try and find my Amazon package because I didn't succeed yesterday. I only managed to get responses from the closest two houses and nobody else was in, so I need to go knocking down the street and see if I can find it. It's 100 quid's worth, so I want it. It's a backup hub for my MacBook. Izzy was supposed to be here today. She got stranded at my dad's yesterday. Izzy's my daughter, in case you're new to the channel. She went to the cinema yesterday with friends. They hadn't realised it was going to be match day when they booked, and the cinema refused to give them any kind of refund or even credit for future weeks, which I thought was really mean because they were young people and you know, it was very crowded in town yesterday. Anyway, they all piled in, all of them, big gang of them, went to the cinema. When they came out, there was really major disruption, so she ended up staying at my dad's rather than trying to commute home, which I was glad about because I didn't want her on flipping crowded match day trains anyway, because people can get a little bit leery. But anyway, she's got an optician's appointment up here today at around 1 o'clock, and I'm a bit concerned that she won't make it up in time. She promised she will, but we'll see. Oh, smells good. Coconutty coffee, delicious. Oh, you poor abandoned vlog watchers. I haven't picked up the camera for ages. What time is it? It's 25 past 4 in the afternoon now. I've just been flat out trying to get that Gloucester Cathedral vlog edited. I could have done with an extra day on it. I'm not happy with it, but it's exporting. It's gonna have to be what it is. Oh, this is what happens when you go out every evening when you're a vlogger. You just can't do it because you don't get your editing done in the nights. Anyway, it's not entirely finished, it's exporting, then I've got to do everything else. Right, I'm starving, so I'm boiling up some potatoes. Izzy said, could we have cheesy mash? And I said yes. Then I'm going to put some broccoli on, and we're going to have some brilliant corn bangers with some fried mushrooms and ketchup. My daughter has very kindly tracked down the missing Amazon parcel. Yay! It was a few doors down, but she got a response, so I'm very pleased about that. Now, speaking of my daughter, I had a bit of a shop today. She went off to the opticians, and I just thought it'd be fine, you know. They'll be like, yes, your sight's really good, come back in 2 years. This is what always happens. Not this time. She now is going to be having reading glasses. Opposite to me, because I had distance glasses when I was her age, but she's the other way around. So I downed tools and popped over and helped her. Well, I didn't really help her to choose frames. I just said, well, have the ones you like, you know. They're free up to a certain price, and then you pay extra because of the NHS, you see, if you're watching from another country. This is how it works for the, I don't know, under whatever age they've got to be. She's a full-time student still, so. Anyway, yeah, she chose some she liked and decided to go for the anti-glare coating, which apparently is better for your eyes, according to the optician anyway. So she wanted those, so yeah, I chipped in about 30 quid to top it up, and she'll be getting them next week sometime. So, bit of a shock really for us both. Done a load of laundry. Isabel's been sitting here at the laptop doing some work this afternoon, and it's that time again, injection time shortly before I have to leave. Yes, I have to leave in, oh, I don't know, a couple of hours. Yeah, 2 hours, playing music again. That's it then, no more nights out for a while. I need to catch my breath. I'm getting quite tired and worn out. I accidentally put a bit too much oil in the pan. I topped it up a bit because you know what mushrooms are like, they sort of go and they soak all the oil up. Whoops. Dinner is served. I'm going to put some mayo on it probably as well. It is now 4 o'clock on Monday. You may see the laundry has changed colour. I have finally caught up with my editing, and now I've got to catch up with everything else. Oh, it's a bit of a disaster zone in this kitchen, I won't lie. I did manage to put a dishwasher load on earlier, so that's all done. That can go away. And I did also manage to do a lights load. Still got to put that away. I'll do that later. I really want to practice my flute, but I've told myself, you're not practicing your flute until you've tidied this kitchen and the front room, then I can practice my flute. It'll be my reward. God, look at all that mud down there. It's 4:30. I have tidied. Well, kind of. Ish. I cleared the table. Oh, and also I found out I had contact with somebody who had COVID recently, but I've done a test and it seems to be negative so far. I'd probably better do them for a few days just to be on the safe side and maybe not rush out to the nearest supermarket. I'm okay, I've got food in, it's fine. What did I expect though with all that gallivanting? Right, I've hoovered the floor. I haven't mopped it or anything. I haven't cleaned the stove. I've just kind of hidden it a bit with saucepans, which I actually haven't washed up. But I have, I've done lots, cleared the surfaces and loaded the dishwasher up again. So it's time to put the kettle on and make a cup of tea to take down to Flute Cave. The scene is all set for the practice. I do like to have my light off when I'm practicing. You probably don't know this because whenever I film I have to switch it back on so you can actually see me, otherwise I come out all grainy, but I just like to have my little lamp going there and another light just up there on the shelf there. This is my shelf of ancient objects up here. Look, there's an old Parker Quink bottle there. I used to use fountain pen ink. I loved using different colours. I felt really novel. What else we got? Got my old phone. Anybody else have one of these? I used to love the Ericsson ones because you could program your own ringtone in note by note, and I liked that. I used to put Irish reels in, of course, obviously. I have an old one. Oh, where is it? I see it. It's here. I bought that in Lisbon in 1999, I think. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was state of the art at the time. Spent my gig money on it. Speaking of state of the art, this plugged into it because of course we didn't have the QWERTY keyboards, did we? Am I ever going to open this with one hand? No. There we are, look, that plugged into the bottom. So you didn't have to do all your stuff on the number pad. Kids these days, they don't know they're born, do they? I remember boop, 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 boop. None of that anymore, is it? Of course it wasn't as hard as having to actually dip a quill into an ink pot. That was my granddad's, that was. What else have we got up there? Oh, an old spinning top, a shell, probably acquired on holiday, I think that one. There's an old bike bell, I think that's from Magic Roundabout. And also, I think that was my dad's bike lamp. I think. And there's a little Kinder Surprise 2CV from when I was a child, so that's an old one, but my dad had this car, like not this one obviously, he had a real one and it was blue, and he used to drive around in it. I have now got totally distracted, of course, taking a little walk down memory lane, but I'm going to practice my flute and then I'll speak to you afterwards. I was looking everywhere for a pencil. I had to run upstairs and get that pen. I wanted to do an audit of the tunes I know. I've made a little start and then I kind of lost interest. But I found my pencil. You can tell when Isabel's been in here because this happened. I'm sure I didn't leave it like that. Oh, well, I know where it is now. I've just done 40 minutes worth of scales, but I've still got some energy left, so I'm going to practice some actual repertoire that my boyfriend gave me to learn like during lockdown, and I learned it all and forgot it all, so I don't know, I half remember a lot of it, but I'm going to revise it. Well, I've had a little break and come back down again to start up again, and we've got an interesting development, except it's stopped now, but Dad is drilling on that wall from next door. At least it will drown out my flute playing for them. Well, I cut that slightly short. The phone rang. I was kind of coming to the end of my energy anyway, to be honest. It was my daughter, just wanted to catch up after college. She often does this. So we just had a good old chin wag about how things have been going in college today. I'm actually quite hungry, so I think I'm going to make myself a nice big healthy stew. Oh, I see IB's been playing with the fridge magnets again. Nice. Oh, and also, speaking of IB, I got up this morning. IB was here last night and he gave my daughter a lift to college in the morning. Anyway, I came to my kitchen sink and I thought, why is there loads of soil and leaves in here? And I noticed that this bowl, this enamel bowl here, was also in the sink. I think my poor chilli plant must have taken a tumble. Yes, I think you did, didn't you? Got all these lovely chilies I got growing on it. Loads and loads. They're going to be very yummy in my tummy at some point. And all these flowers. Oh, I haven't tried sniffing them. I'm not sure if I dare. Maybe they'll burn my nostrils. I'm going to give it a go. yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure how to describe that smell. Oh, I can see the little chili starting up in the middle of that white one. Can you see? Where it's just beginning to emerge. I've had a rummage in the fridge, and this is what I'm going to make my dinner out of. Celery. There's celery in there, wrapped up in the foil. Courgette. Lovely, delicious aubergine. Mushrooms. Broccoli. 2 spring onions. I know they give me a bellyache, and I'll probably be awake in the night with trapped wind. But just trying to find the balance between not having them and having them, because I know they're really good for your gut bacteria. And I have enough antibiotics, so definitely want to encourage that. I'm going to have some red kidney beans as well for my protein. And I'm going to have bread with it. Now, Izzy took all the bread out of the freezer to make her packed lunch. I was rather hoping she'd just take out what she was going to use. So I had one for lunch, and I'm going to have another one for my tea now. I've started out, as I usually do, by putting in a load of olive oil. Now, the heat's not on yet because I just wanted to not burn it. So the reason the heat isn't on is just for vlogging reasons, really, because I wanted to show you what I've done, because people often ask me to be a bit more specific about what's going in my food. So I've put in oil and spices, and I'll show you what I've put in. We've got a bit of a fiery combo. Some crushed chilies, turmeric, paprika and cumin. So I'm going to pop that on the heat now, and as it's getting hot I'm going to cut up my aubergine and pop that in first, because it soaks up all the flavoured oil, you see, and it's absolutely delicious then. When you bite into the aubergine you get the release of sort of oil and all the flavours and the aubergine, and it's very nice. I like that. The aubergine is in. I'm a rotter for burning my spices. You have to be careful not to. But they're not burned on this occasion because they weren't in the oil very long before the aubergine went in, and the aubergine of course cooled the temperature of the oil right down once it went in and saved the day. Look at that oil, it's disappeared. Look at that, it's just gone. Mushrooms do that as well, don't they? I'm going to cut up the other things and add them similarly, and then once they've all been sort of sautéed I will add some water from the kettle. It's a little while later now, and I've added the water and the red kidney beans. They're ever so cheap, you know, here in the UK, red kidney beans. Great source of protein for not much money. They're a real go-to for me for sort of keeping the costs down. Anyway, yeah, put everything in. I've added a bit more seasoning. I'll show you what. A couple of cloves of garlic. I do put mine in quite late on in the proceedings these days. I always used to put them in with the oil first, but I just found I burned it time and time over and it tasted horrible then. I've also put in some lemon juice for that zingy tang, and some delicious fermented-y kikkoman soy sauce, and I used up all the oregano that I had in my jar. I also put in, oh, where is it? I also put in an oxo cube, a veggie oxo cube. Now I noticed something. Do you do this? I obviously had some, thought I'd run out, bought some more, forgot I'd bought some more, and bought some more. Any more in here as well? And I think I've got some in the cellar as well in my emergency supply, so that's just ridiculous. Oh, what am I like? Do you do that? Or is it just me? Please tell me it's not just me. And I'm also going to add, at the very last second, after I've taken the heat off, some of these yeast flakes, nutritional yeast flakes. They're very good for you, see, but I don't want to cook them because they'll lose their nutrition then, you see. I've been having a very relaxed and simple day at home today, and that's kind of how I planned it. I did actually write a huge to-do list, but I'm just going to shunt the whole lot over to tomorrow and just pick up where I left off in the morning. So I'm not going to do much more this evening, but there is something I definitely do want to do, and that's order a huge online shop of all those heavy cumbersome items, because I'm starting to run low on certain things like tinned chickpeas and Alpro soy milk and a number of other heavy items. So that's all I'm going to do this evening. But thank you so much for watching today's vlog. Could you please give it a like if you liked it? It helps the channel to grow. I so appreciate that. And if you're new here and would like to follow more of my story, do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night.